Hey, how's it going and welcome along. I'm Roy from Wreck My Funeral. That was Rate, by the way. So welcome along. This is part 3 of a Cinema 4D tutorial. We are doing the complete workflow from Cinema 4D right through into importing into Unreal, and in between we are going to paint in Substance Painter. So far we have built the cannon, we've built the frame, we built the wheels, so the modeling is pretty much done. What we're going to cover in this video is lots of little details and little bits and pieces around the low poly. Then we're going to unwrap it into the for UV, and then we will do the high poly with loads of really cool nice dense details and so on that Substance Painter will then use. So we'll then import it into Substance Painter and have a go at painting it. We'll see how we get on for time. I'm going to try and get this all into one video. Let's just see how we get on. And in case you weren't aware, this is for my game, Ragdoll's Physics Experiments. So this will be an actual prop in the game. And if you want to support that, please head on over to the Kickstarter page. Make sure you click that notify on launch button, and then you'll see when I start announcing all the really cool early bird rewards and the fun stuff as we go. But anyway, for now, let's hop on into Cinema 4D and get on with it.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just remind myself what we're doing here. Right, okay, so we have all of these. Now these are all symmetry objects, so if I switch that off, you can see that it's just kind of halves. I do like that. There's something that's really cool about that. I think that's very interesting. Anyway, that's a big distraction. So now I have a little plan here for a bit of a cheat, and that is that if I UV unwrap just the side, when I then turn on the symmetry, I believe it should take the same position on the material for the other side. Now, so that means that all the scratches on one side will be exactly the same on the other. But for, you know, I'm quite happy with that. If it works, then that's fine. Let's start by just switching off all of these, but not that and not that. There we go. Right. So basically what I need to do is unwrap all of these things. So let's start somewhere down the bottom here. So viewport solo. No, that isn't what I wanted. So we're going to put solo on, and then, yep, whatever I click on will be visible. That will make life just that little bit easier for me. So we'll start with this one because this one should be pretty straightforward. Look, we've got some wastage there as well. So at the same time, we can UL delete that. Select the lot, and we'll just do a quick optimize just to make sure that it's all as expected. So we need to get our line, and we'll cut it. We'll go up like that. Do you know what? Something about that actually feels a little painful. But now if I go into UV edit mode, we go and we select all of these. Now I want to go to projection and put frontal, so it does that. And then I'll go to relax UVs and press apply, and there it is. I don't know, that makes me feel even more uncomfortable. Right, let's continue on to the next one. Let's have a look. This one is a little bit tricky. Let's get this. Right, I'm going to cut it there so that bit's completely separate, and that's fine. I'm not too worried about the internal there. And let's also cut, I must hold shift, otherwise it won't include the previous ones. Let's also cut there so that the front is separate. Then this is just going to be a kind of all splodged out. So then we'll cut there, and we're going to need to do something here, so we'll split that like that, and then I guess, do you know what we can probably get away with if we undo that one, UL, and cut it in there like that. Try that. We need to do something here, so I might add that one in there, which gives that a split. That might be all right. Let's give this a try and see what it's like. So relax, projection, frontal, there we go. And now relax it, apply. Okay, what bit's that bit? Oh, that's just that ring around there. Okay, yeah, no, we can live with that. Yeah. Although, what is this up here? What is that? Let's just do this one. What is it? Struggling to select it. Oh, it's like, that's down there. That's on the side. Yeah, so that's that bit. I don't know, I'm not sure why that one little section there is coming up separately. Is there an issue? There we go. Ah, it needed optimizing. Right, okay. So just to be sure, I'm just going to do another one. Frontal, relax, and apply. There we go. Right. And I think we'll be fine with that, although, what is that bit again? That's that. And we will sort all of that out once everything is unwrapped. Right, so next is the plane. So this is, wow, yeah, this is the frame section. Right. This is going to take a little bit of thinking about. So I'm going to cut the bottom off, which is fine. And then I'm going to come up from here. I'm just going to work my way all the way around and effectively cut this top shape off. Just quickly while I'm doing this, by the way, because I forgot to mention it at the start. So I'm not covering in detail in, the actual UV unwrapping process. Is more just a follow along kind of video. I do have a video on the UV unwrapping process on the channel. So if you are looking for specific details on that, I recommend check that video out. It uses an older version of Cinema 4D that doesn't have some of the nicer features that we have in the latest version, but it should be enough to get you going. So I'm just taking that off because that's selected the wrong area there. Right, okay. All right, so that takes the top off, which is good. Then I guess we can probably come along here and cut this bit. Let's come across that like that. Okay, so that will do that bit. That bit's cut out there. Okay, let's now grab everything and we'll just do a quick confirmation one of them. We've got some funky normals going on. Oh, I don't know how that's happened. All right, well, we're going to right click and we're going to do align normals. So let's try this. So we'll project it and then we'll relax it. No, we have got an issue in here somewhere. We've still got an issue in here. Oh, that normally suggests so we've got something internally that is not supposed to be there. Let's just hop back into standard so that we can see what we're doing here. Let's select this one and grab that. I'm going to just do with visible only. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to delete that. Now, is there anything untoward? Yeah, look, we've got an issue there. That's where it lie. Okay, let's hop back inside there. Oh, look at that. Literally, it's one little bar. How annoying. Get rid of. Okay, that should have fixed that problem now. Let's just do another one of these just to be sure. Our lines are hopefully all in the same place they were. That's good. And we are going to try again. So on this one, select all, projection, frontal, relax, go. There we go. I'm not sure quite what's happening there. What bit is that? So that's that. Why are you connected here? So it's there. So I've got something connected there that I need to cut. Oh yeah, look, we're going to have to just include that one there, I think. So back to this, project it, relax, and there we go. That's a bit better. All right. What is going on here? That's a bit funky. That's sort of overlapping itself, so that's not working. So I think the way I'm just going to sort this is I'm going to simply just cut out the internals. Right, let's just give that a quick go. Still got a problem down here, so I guess that's going to be the other side. No, it's still that area. Okay. All right, let's give that a try. I mean, I don't quite know why it's... Oh, it's because they're all on the same... Wait, what? There's no cut across all of that. Where am I looking here? Ah, do you know what? There we go. That's a bit better. I mean, this is still a little funky, and it definitely needs to be bigger because that's quite a prominent edge. But we'll just put that off to one side for the moment. What's happening here? That's underneath there. That can actually be tiny. All of these bits can be really very small. That's all good. Right. Oops. Okay, so that's that bit done. So these are my cylinders. This is pretty straightforward. We'll just simply put a line down there, select all of that, and then all of these will use exactly the same one. Again, really what you'd want to do is unwrap them all individually so that you get a different thing, but I don't think I really need to. I might as well save, see, that's fine. It'll just be the same one on each one, but I don't think you would notice. Okay, so this one, let's see, we need to definitely cut there and there. Wheels are never very easy for this. We'll cut there. You won't really be able to tell. And then I think I'm going to just cut sort of evenly so that it splays out. And I'm going to do it all across like that. Here we go. I don't know why that one wasn't having it. Okay. Hopefully that is good for the wheel. Twisting. Is it twisting? Hang on a minute. I've done something wrong there. Do I need to undo these internal ones here? I feel like it might be that that's causing that problem. And then the back one will just simply cut like that. Can't imagine that's right now. Okay, no, we're there. That was what I was aiming to do. So that's fine. Okay, front axle. Okay, let's make this one quite simple. Split down the middle like that. Oh, that's annoying. I don't want all of them. Okay, so it's going to open it up like that. And we might as well cut it there. Okay. Oh, that one. Yep, that'll do. Okay, hang on a minute. I think I've been a bit silly there. Can I not actually leave that let me just do this. Let me just try this a second. Is this going to be better? Yeah, there we go. That's better. Okay, so now we've basically just got to do the same thing on the back wheel. There we go. Right, okay, so that is now everything unwrapped. Let's select all of our meshes like so. Okay, so that's all good. And now there's this button here that says, let's just try this rasterized one. Oh, we've got to make sure we've selected everything. There we go. So that now packs everything across all of those onto one thing for me, which is good, but not quite what I wanted to do anyway. We need to make a couple of quick adjustments. So basically in Substance Painter, we can define a number of materials. So I want to use 3 materials because I want to, keep it so it's quite high resolution. So the first thing I'm going to do is switch this from Redshift to standard, and then I'm just going to create 3 materials. The first one we're going to call barrel, the second one we're going to call frame, and the third one we're going to call wheels. That way I can do these on 3 different textures. Now that's a little bit heavier, but this is quite a large object, so I think it's worth the trade-off. And also the wheels I'm going to set as red, the frame I'm going to set as green, and the barrel I'm going to set as blue. And the only reason for that is just so I can tell the difference. The color, basically Substance Painter just looks at these names and imports them as separate textures. So you'll understand what I'm saying. If you're not familiar with it, you'll get what I'm saying when we get into Substance Painter. So barrel, I need to make sure that these two, put caps lock on, these two need to be in the same thing. So these two, we can do that. And what I want to check is things like, so that basically the stuff that's small, yeah, see that does not need anywhere near as much size as this. So let's grab that one and we're going to shrink it down and just put it down here in the corner. That can be considerably smaller. This is pretty much as big as we're going to get it because we didn't split it. Possibly I should have done, but it's fine, whatever. This bit is our internal. So again, I'm not too worried. That doesn't need a huge amount. And so we're going to place that just down here. This bit is quite important because that is very visible. So that we are going to bring out and make bigger. To be honest, I probably could have got away with putting the wheels. I probably could get away with putting the wheels and the cannon on one. But I'm just going to carry on for the moment. If I want to change it, I'll change it maybe a bit later. We'll see. So yeah, we're going to make that, a better size. Grab this one, do the same, and we'll put that over here. I want to make sure there is plenty of room between each one as well, because that will be important inside of Substance Painter when we are trying to paint it. Yeah, that's the inside. To be fair, we might as well use that amount of area there, and then we'll grab this one, which is our front end. This one I do want to make, again, this is quite visible, so I do want to make that a pretty decent size. And you know what, we can probably move that to there, and then we can grab this one and move that to there. There we go. So that's the barrel. Yeah, and that's fine. So the frame, yeah, this one definitely should be on its own one. Not too happy with this. It's a bit weird. What's happened there? Why is that bit separate? Genuinely don't know on that one. Okay, bit weird. Something definitely very odd going on here. Right, not sure on that one. I'm wondering if even auto unwrapping this one might be better. Don't know. I feel like this one isn't very good. All right, I mean that's looking a bit better, to be honest with you. Yeah, that is better actually. So let's go with that. Couple of minor adjustments though for sure. So for a start, this dude here, that's big. So that needs to run all the way up. So let's move this one to over here, and we'll move that one to there, and then we will just expand it as much as we can. Right, that fits as best as it will. So we'll do something like that. This is this front bit, so this we can shrink. It's got a strange little tag attached to it, but I'm not really worried about that. So we'll do something like that. I don't know what these guys here are. Oh, that's inside. Really not worried. That one does need to be bigger. So what happens then if we put this in here and scale it up in here? We should have quite a bit of room to put that like that. Okay. This dude here is the inside. Doesn't need to be super big. What is this bit? Oh, that's up there. Can we fit that down there? We can. I'm actually going to bring down here Gonna rotate it and scale it just to make use of that area there. Okay, we should get away with that. That'll be fine. Right, now the wheels. Now all of these wheels we need to be on the same one. So if we do this, what do we get? So this is obviously all the back. So these can be considerably smaller. So we'll just put basically a few squares up there. That's the tube. Again, doesn't need, neither of those two need a lot. I'm not sure why that wheel is broken. I don't remember doing that, but it's the back, so again, don't care. Right, we're gonna do this one, we're gonna do this. Okay, these two need to be as big as they can be. Hang on a minute. Oh, I've got a problem there as well. Oh, I'm sure that wasn't like that when I did that a minute ago. For goodness sake. Yeah, look, this one. Yeah, I don't know why that's cut along there. It shouldn't have done. But some kind of weird auto thing. I'm not sure. Don't know why it's done that. So we're going to try this. This wheel. Grab all. We're going to redo it. There we go. Oh, well, to be fair, seeing as we've got to redo it anyway, we might as well fix this one as well then. Right, okay, so that is the wheels now sorted out again. So we will now do this, and we will pack them like this. And let's see what we end up with. No, we've got problems again. Why? Why is it? Right, I don't know why the auto packing is getting involved and changing kind of what I've done. So we're gonna just do it all manually. There we go. Right. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that is everything now unwrapped at least. So that's good. Oh, and when did that happen? Seriously, when did that happen? That's the... is it something to do with that? No. Did you spot that? I didn't spot that. What has happened to my wheel? Oh, it was because I PSR'd them, didn't I? For the love of... Oh, that's frustrating. Right. So it's now unwrapped. I'm going to do a save incremental as well at this point. So before I do all of this, I am going to group this lot. So Alt-G. And this is going to be Canon HP. So that's going to be our high poly version. And then I'm going to copy and paste that and call this one Canon LP. This is going to be our low poly version. So we're going to turn off the HP version for now. And then in here, let's open up all of these. So these guys here, I'm going to right click and do connect and delete, which will give me a barrel. The frame, connect and delete. The front wheels, connect. Yep, connect and delete. And the cylinder, connect and delete. Oh no, I just did everything. That one. Connect and delete. There we go. Right. So now the wheels are nicely on the, even though there's two separate meshes, they're using the same texture. The frame is using one and the barrel is using another. Perfect. And in theory, if I strike down there, you see it grabs these ones there. And if I grab these ones there, it also grabs these ones. So yeah, the whole barrel is, everything is kind of using the same UV space on both sides. That optimizes a little bit better, but obviously it doesn't look quite as good because it will look the same no matter which way you look at it from. I don't think that's going to be a problem. Certainly won't be with all of these bits. The barrel, maybe you see the join and that might be an issue. So I might revisit that if it is. But at the moment, it saved me a ton of work. So, well, not a ton, it saved me a little bit. So anyway, that is the low poly now done and ready and unwrapped. So now we just need to put together a nice looking high poly. So let me do another save incremental because you can never have enough of them until you have so many that it gets confusing. Okay, so stage 2, we're going to now make this look high detailed with like lots of extra little bits. So let's just switch off everything but the barrel for the moment. I'm not going to use the solo-y stuff. Right, because I want to keep this whole symmetry thing again, so I only have to do it once. Then again, I don't know that I want to with the barrel. I do with the frame. The barrel is different. Let's put this symmetry object into a null and call that barrel. Right, so now we've got the barrel itself. Then with this one, I'm going to create a sphere. I'm going to do it inside this barrel so it takes on its position. Then it should be central. That's good. So a hemisphere. That wasn't the right button. We're going to, goodness sake. I put that the wrong way around, didn't I? I'm going to shrink that right down. Okay. Now it's disappeared off inside my Canon, which is fine. I'm then going to create put that inside of a cloner. And we're going to change it to radial. And we're going to put it on the XY. Okay. We're going to make it 8 of these. This sphere, we're going to reduce it just a bit. I don't need anywhere near as much topo in there. And we're going to make it editable. Because, let's just hide this barrel for the moment. I'm going to squish it in and make it smaller. So this is going to basically become like little rivets going around the barrel. So let's now move this cloner to the front here and shrink it down. It's not quite central. Oh, that is so irritating. So let's take this disc and tools, axis, center axis 2. That puts us to there. And then if we zero, silly me, got to do that first. If we zero that out, that should put that there. There we go. So that's now in the center. I needed to center it to this. So now we'll put that there. Now we expand it. And now it's right. Okay, good. Right, so we're going to put down like that and shrink that down. So, do you know what? We can grab this little handle here and move it like that. There we go. I think I might make them a little smaller though, you know, but make them stick out a little. Okay, that's good. And now this cloner should match for most of it. We'll just have to adjust the outside, but I can Control C, copy that to there. There. This one needs to be wider. There we go. We need to make sure they are just sort of overlapping the mesh a little bit. Okay, so there's some cool dots. I'm going to make a copy of the first one, move it to here, change it to, what is it I'm trying to do here? No. Oh, that's it. Right, so let's make this one 4. We're going to go to the transform and we're going to turn them to 90 degrees in that way. And then we're going to put them there. Make these ones a little smaller. Okay, something like that should look pretty cool. And then we could maybe even copy that one, move it back a bit, make sure it stays inside our barrel. We could do something like that. There we go, that's good. I'm going to nick one of these spheres. This is going to be inside of this one because I want this to affect both sides. Just going to pop that in there like that, just so that there's a little bit of detail there. Something like that, which is good. Then let's do a bit of a cheat one. If we copy this one to there, yeah, then it just shows like that, which is kind of what I actually want. But they are floating, so we don't want that. So we'll copy that and copy that. The one next to it though, where are you? This one, didn't like how, well, I didn't like how they're not quite sticking through. Same with the ones previous. There we go. All right, so there's a bit of detail on there. We can also, let's see, what else can we do here? See, we could just stick this into that and then cut it to high heavens. But I don't know that I want to. I think I'm just going to do some like simple cuts and extrusions just to make some interesting shapes. See, to be honest, this is the bit where you could end up spending an awful lot of time, because you could just sit and just craft in like a ton of detail. So I'm just going to do a little bit. Okay, so now that I have done that, I am just going to select this, put this inside of one of these. Let's just brain it in a little. How does that look? It definitely needs a little bit more snipping, but it's all right, you know. So let's just quickly give it a quick run through. Make sure that it's all nice and tight on these bits. Okay, so yeah, pretty happy with that for the barrel. That's good. Right, now the frame, the biggest headache of them all. Let me just see what happens if we put this in here. How does it actually look? Okay, it's actually not too bad at all. Right, okay, let's do some fixing. Okay, not too happy about this bit over here, but I think it'll be fine for the high poly. So we now need, I want to steal one of these spheres. I'm going to put it in here. So let's just make this a child and get this sphere. And where are you? Where are you? Let's just make it a bit bigger so it's easier to see. Okay, so you're just going to sit around about there like that. Then I'm just going to do this by hand just because it'll be quicker and easier. So we're going to grab you and shrink you down. Just double check it definitely is happening the other side. Yep, so we will only have to do it once, which is good. And yeah, like I say, I just want a few of these dotted around just to add a touch of detail. And I'm doing them completely by hand purposefully because I want them to kind of have that slightly uneven feel. You know, they're not all absolutely perfectly placed, so I didn't run a spline or do anything clever. Right, and let's turn that one, and that one's going to live there. And we're going to make this one interesting by having 1, 2, and shrink that one down. So it's going to be like that. And then I think I'm going to grab I'm gonna find it. This one, and we're gonna put that there. I'm not sure what the angle is, but let's try that. Almost. Okay, there we go. Now we could add a load more detail on there, but to be honest, that's fine. I'm more than happy with that. The wheels, okay. So obviously, slight downsides. We'll have to do this twice, but it's fine. So inside of this cloner, no, I'm gonna make new ones. Actually, I'm just gonna copy and paste that one and center it out to the front axle, and we're going to just do this. Oh, I've got it back to front. There you go. Okay, so what I want to do here, do you know what? That's so close already to what I want, because I want one that is in between every spoke. So let me see. Hang on a minute. If we get it, so there's one on every spoke, which is there. That's it. Good. Then I'm going to make a copy, and I'm going to set that as offset, something like that. And then my first ones, I'm actually going to make bigger, like so. There we go. That looks good. All right. And then we'll take that cloner. Oh, hang on. Before we leave this one, let's get this front axle. And just like we did before, we're going to add a few. Am I being stupid here? I'm working on the wrong side. Oh, I didn't realize. Our painting look. I was on the wrong side of it. Okay. How did that happen? Are these? Oh, I've really messed something up, haven't I? All right, so let's do this. We're just going to do a few things like this, just to add in a touch of detail, like so. Then we'll make a copy of these two cloners, and we will put them inside the rear axle. Oh, this is actually really hard to follow now because of the fact that I'm back to front. No, that wasn't what I wanted to do at all. Let's put them inside this tube. So, there we go. Okay. Right, I've just spotted another mistake, which is this front axle, which is one of the reasons why I think I was having so much trouble with it. Hang on, what's even happening here? Yeah, God almighty. Hang on a minute. Let me just fix this up real quick. I just don't know how I've managed to mess this up so badly. Okay, so I did manage to properly mess that up. No idea how, but I've sorted it all out. We should be good to go. We've got our high poly here, which has got a ton more detail in it. It's one of those where you could just keep going for ages and ages and ages, but it's fine. I'm happy with that as is. Then we've got our low poly here, which is the one we're going to be importing into the game, and is looking pretty good. So quite happy with that. Everything is unwrapped. Everything is high polyed. We are good to move on to the next step. So let's first of all export the low poly version. So I'm going to go FBX. Now, all I'm doing in here is just making sure that I've got selection only on. So that means that when I save this as Canon V2 LP, it will only save that bit, and then the same I do with this one, export, FBX, and this time we will do HP. So now we've got our two models, we're going to jump into Substance Painter. Just a note, it's told me that the current driver that I've got for my GPU is not good with Substance Painter at the moment. Great. So who knows what this is going to do, but let's just continue anyway. So if you're not familiar with Substance Painter, effectively Photoshop layers. That's what you're doing. You're adding layers of different materials, and then you hide parts of it. And that's basically it. So yeah, it's all about layers and masks. I'm no expert in this at all. I'm still learning it. So I'm only using real surface level features at the moment, but it's fine. It's good. It gets me along. So we're going to select our file. So I've selected the low poly version of the Canon. I've set it to 4K, and that is it. Everything else is at default. So we'll press import, and then we should see our lovely Canon stood there, which is great. Okay, next I'm going to press this croissant. This is where we just set up the baking. It's kind of cool. It works out all the ambient occlusion, all the little shadows, all the details, and we can set it to 4K. I'm going to use my high poly version. Hopefully it can take those details from, like all those little bolts and stuff. I'm going to come into ambient occlusion and put that up, and I also want self occlusion as only the same mesh. Now the reason I'm doing this is because the wheels will turn, so I don't want them to leave a shadow. I don't want it to have an ambient occlusion shadow on the frame, because obviously when it starts moving, that will, look silly because the shadow will stay behind. So I'm just going to do the same on thickness and curvature and put those secondary rays up. I'm going to bake, and if we're good, this will look good. It doesn't though, so of course something's gone wrong. Proper messed up. Right. Who knows what I did wrong there? This is a really silly problem. It's just me being stupid. I mentioned about these textures, didn't I? I didn't actually assign them to anything, like a complete idiot. So red, what was red? Wheels. So red we're going to put on the 2 wheels. Green we're going to put on the frame, I think. Yep. And blue we're going to put on the barrel. Honestly, I am such an idiot. So now we're going to do this again. We're going to export this FBX as the low poly, and then we'll come back into here and we'll just do new. We'll start again. So the difference you can see now is up here, look, but now we have some textures, so now it won't merge everything onto the same UV space. So let's just do this again, super quick. And now we'll try baking again, and there we go. It now looks like it's supposed to. Oh dear, it's early. I'm struggling. It's looking very good so far. This is all very good signs, these crazy colors. So now when we return, there we go. We have our cannon looking as it is supposed to. It's a bit funky under there, but you know what? You won't see it, so it should be fine. But yeah, now we are kind of good to go just to start going crazy here. So let's start with the barrel. I'm going to go into the smart materials. There is a really nice, if we type in gun, this gun steel gray is really good. So there's a painted and a matte version. And what I like the idea of here is to put on the painted one first. And look at that. It already looks pretty damn cool. Then I'm going to put on top of that, I'm going to put on the matte version. Okay, so now we've got a bit of both. And then I'm going to come into here and use these masks. Which way around did I do it? Oh, I wanted to do matte on the bottom and shiny on the top. And then something like this ground dirt there. And then what that should give us is a kind of a bit of a shine on the top. It's not really worked like I was hoping. Let's just try this way around. There we go. That was what I wanted. Right, that looks good. I'm quite happy with that. On top of those, we're going to add a sort of nice something shiny, steel stained, steel scratched. So something like that we'll put on the top. Give that a second. It should suddenly update and look very shiny. There we go. That's good. And then I'm going to add a black mask to this. Right, so now you don't see it. And then with this one, I'm going to come in here and choose polygon. Oh, it's doing the whole thing again. Good. Right. Let's see. How are we going to do this? Let's use this guy here. Try and catch you like that. There we go. Because this is what I'm thinking. I want it to come down like that. There. So that's what I was thinking for that. But then next I'm going to just come into this paint thing, and I'm actually going to just do a kind of a bit of a press on there like so. And this is the bit that I'm going to do all manually. That's where you can see my seams, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm not too worried. But do you see how it's done the other side just because I did one side? That's the benefit of that, the sharing the UVs, is that you only have to do all of this one side. Okay. Don't like that ring there, so I'm just going to manually paint that out. There we go. It's going to turn off this frame a minute. All right, so that is the first pass at least. You know, in fact, look, I left out all of this bit. There we go. So that is the first pass of the cannon, which looks pretty cool. So now let's turn that off and we'll go with the frame, which will turn off the wheels for now. This is an interesting one. Not sure the best way here. There's going to be mostly wood, but to be fair, the wood's going to be the easier one to unmask. But let me just try this, just because sometimes this works really well and sometimes it doesn't. So if we go this wood, all right, that looks pretty cool. Then we'll go the steel. Now, as I say, sometimes this works perfectly for me, other times it doesn't. I haven't actually figured out why. So if I choose this one and then choose the island fill, now it's still changing the whole thing. I don't get why, because I'm not telling it to do that. You know, I only want to fill like that bit, but for some reason it's filling everything. Don't get it. Oh, God, undo that. So we're going to do it like this instead, because at least that way works. That's inside there, so that can be like that. That's there, and that's there. Okay, right, there we go. So now we've got this metal and the wood, which is good. All right, that's what I wanted. Next, I'm going to do the gunmetal again. We'll just do the matte, put it over the whole thing, add a black mask. Let's just turn this to this again. Resolution's not great on that, is it? I don't think I'll be getting so close. Let's just turn this off. Let's just do this like that. There we go. That kind of actually solves that problem a bit. Looks a little bit more. Yeah. Nice rivets. Resolution is actually terrible on that bit. I didn't think that would be as bad as that. That's rather annoying, actually. Okay, there we go. And that's fine for the moment. As I say, with this thing, you know, you can just keep layering dirt and just more and more like stuff to make it look really, really cool. And I'm going to put the wood on first because that's going to be the wheels. Then the spokes. Then I'm going to use the steel scratched again, and we'll put that on top. So let's see. Right, we've got our wood under there. We've got our metal silver, and yeah, okay. So, what's going to be the way to do this? Probably to add a black mask like that, and then this dude here, and reveal you. No, you're going to do it one at a time. Okay, there we go. Try that one. Try that one. Okay, it's almost right. That's not quite. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, not quite sure what I'm actually doing wrong. That means that I can't just click the area and it does it. Like I said, in some models it does that for me and it's not a problem. In others, yeah, it just doesn't work. So it's fine though. We'll just do it like this for now. Hang on, what's happening here? All right, we'll just do this like this. It's the easiest way, to be honest. Grab you. There we go. All right. It's looking pretty nifty. I want also this one. And let's switch back to 3D only. Okay, let's add a black mask to this one. All right. Gonna do it like this. So I want the big ones to be in the silver. Like that. Well, that one's not come out very well, has it? No, but we'll have to live with that for now. Tricky one, that one. Okay, now we're going to this one. Nope. I want this one to be like the gunmetal. Right, now let's turn it all on and see what we've ended up with. It's not bad, it's not bad. Probably needs a little bit more work, it needs a bit of tweaking. But, to be fair, I'm quite happy with that for now at least, to get that into the game. So, let's get it in there. First thing we need to do is go to File, Export Textures, and we've got all three here. So, barrel, we don't want height or emissive, because we don't need height or emissive for these. Got to choose where they go. So we'll pop them into there. And then that is all good as is. So we'll just press export. Right, next is to take that and put that into Unreal Engine. Now, before we head into Unreal to actually import this, I realized there was one thing that I did forget to do, which was center out all of my pieces. So I'm going to select all of these and I'm going to go to Tools, Axis, Center To. And that means the barrel will be centralized to itself. And what I also want to do is in this view here, just double check that it is just there. I'm in standard mode again. Here we go. There it is. So we want that to sit as close to there as possible, which will give it a good hingeability should we want to ever add that. The frame, I want that to actually sit on the floor, and then I'll just put it somewhere between the two wheels. That'll be the frame point. That wheel looks good. That wheel looks good. Right, so now they're fixed. So we can do export FBX, and we'll overwrite our low poly. That won't affect. Oh, I'll tell you what I do also want to do. Before I do that, I'm just going to PSR them. Let's flip the frame the other way and then PSR that again. Right, good. Now we'll export all of that. Export FBX, overwrite the low poly. That's fine. Okay, so we're now in Unreal, and this is the project that I'm working on. If you want to know more about this, please head over to the Giraffe Head Studios YouTube channel where you can see my full devlog on it. There's also a Kickstarter, so you can come and get involved and see some of the early access stuff. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be some really interesting things coming up for that. So let's go ahead and import this in. Now, this says V3. That's just because I've done a couple of other tests before. So I'm just going to pull in the low poly. And I'm just going to come down here where it says about materials. I don't want you to don't import materials. That's right. Okay, so we'll do that. That gives us our thing, whatever you call that, our cannon. Good. And then also I'm going to bring in the new textures that I have just made. So let's see. I'll create a folder, I think, called textures. Otherwise, this is going to get messy. And we're going to bring those all in like so. A quick thing, I'm just going to grab these three, which are the metallic ones. And I'm going to do asset actions, edit in property matrix, and we're just going to untick sRGB for those because we don't need that. Okay, good. Let's do some of that. Right, now for the materials, again, not going into the full depth. I've got a material instance that I've set up already that we're going to use. So we'll call this one barrel, and we'll then duplicate that, and we'll call this one frame, and we'll duplicate that, and we'll call this one wheels. Okay, now we will come into, let's open up all of these. Bear with me one moment. Let's open. All right, good. Let's find a way to do this. All right, so for the wheels, we're going to use this one. For the frame, we'll use this one. And for the barrel, we'll use, try that again. We'll use that one. Okay. So at the moment, they're all the same. So it won't actually help. But we're now going to come into here. We'll open up that one, and that one. And let's just set these to a list so we can read. So for the barrel, let's start with the barrel. We're going to go barrel, then we've got metallic, then we've got normal, and then we've got roughness. And we just need to do that to all of them. So the frame, base color, metallic, normal, roughness, and then for the wheels, base color, metallic, normal, and roughness. Okay, so now it's actually looking a little bit more like kind of what we were expected to see in here, right? So let's just go full screen so that we can see what we're looking at. I did get the positioning of that wrong. I'm not sure how I managed it, but okay, whatever. Let's see if we can, oh man. Oh no, it's all, oh no. Yeah, that's definitely wrong. So let me just quickly fix this right now. Yep. I could have sworn I did zero those out. They're zeroed out to that null. That's why. There we go. Oh, the frame is still wrong. I don't know what I've managed to do here. Let me sort this frame out, for goodness sake. Center axis 2. Good job. Right. So I've just undone this because I'm getting really confused as to what's actually happening here. It's very strange. Right. So that is now kind of how I want all of them. So I'm just going to put them out of there. Okay. And then I'm going to PSR them. There we go. That was what I wanted. Right. Okay. So with those selected, export, FBX, LP, go. Then we'll come back to here. We'll go to this one. And in theory, actually, if I just drag into the folder, I think it should just fix it. Yes. There we go. Although I've got to do that again. Okay. Small price to pay. Boom, boom. Right. Okay. We're almost there now. So if we move this up so that, hang on a minute. Let's just delete these out of the scene. Bring them back in again. There we go. Right, now everything is kind of positioned as I want. Really, I should be doing this inside of a blueprint, but for now, I just want to get it there just so we can see roughly what we've built, what it kind of looks like, if it works as expected, and also the scaling, because it looks like it might be just a touch too small. So let's just go into play mode. My frame rate will be all over the place. The machine desperately needs a restart. Every fan is running, so give that. Right, it looks good. It's just a touch too small. Okay, and now if I do it from there, and if I just grow it, say something like that, there we go. Right, yeah, Chrome was killing the computer, so I just turned that off in a minute. Right, anyway, there we go. Now it's looking really good. It's a bit shiny. I think I might need to just come into my materials here. So if we look at the barrel, let's start with the barrel, possibly 3. Yeah, so I just need to just fine tune it. I set this all up in the blueprint anyway. But like I say, this isn't an Unreal thing. Oh, that's still not enough on that frame. It's too shiny. That's a little bit better. Right, there we go. So 8. And I like a little bit of the shine from there. It's all about fine tuning. I think the wheels will go with the 8 though. There we go. Right, let's give that a go. Bing. There we go. Right, it looks pretty cool. You can definitely see the issue with the resolution on that, but you know, when you look at it from this kind of distance, which is where you would normally, it looks cool. That will fire out the cannon. I think it would probably want to be kind of aimed, maybe not quite so much as that, just a touch like that normally. Obviously, I didn't spend too much time like putting all the marks and the scratches and all the interesting stuff. I used a lot of the smart materials for that, but it still looks pretty cool. As you know, I really like that. Right, there you go. The back doesn't look too bad, actually, even with the split in it. No, I'm fairly happy with that. It's certainly a good start. Whether one day I'll improve it or whatever, I suspect I probably will. But no, happy. That's good. Right, there we go. We've got to the end of what ended up being a 3-part tutorial that I thought would be one originally. It's not a tutorial. I keep calling it a tutorial. It's not. It's just me sort of doing it. And if you enjoyed watching it, then I'm really pleased. If you want to see more stuff like that and you're not subscribed, make sure you do subscribe, because I will be doing more models for this game. And this is my learning process. I'm getting better at doing them for game-ready assets. Still a way to go, but like I say, I'm quite happy with my progress so far. And as I mentioned before, please do check out the devlogs on the Giraffe Head Studios if you want to see all of that sort of stuff. So anyway, that's it for me for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.